Okay, next I'm going to show you how to add calendars. Now there's a couple ways you can do this to add calendars to your Google. So first way is if you click on the up arrow here, actually it's down here on the other calendars, this plus right here gives you an option to add other calendars. So when I do that, my first option there is subscribe to calendar. I'm going to come back to that. Create a new calendar allows you to create a new calendar that you own. So if you want to create one for your 1A class or whatever, you can create one for those preps, and then you have a calendar for that. Browse resources. Virginia Beach doesn't use any resources, so sorry, you can't use that one. Browse calendars of interest will allow you to find things like Jewish holidays, Muslim holidays, sports, and a couple of other different types of calendars there. You can also find here a link for from URL. Sometimes people will send you a URL for a calendar. You can put that in there. And import allows you to import a calendar. It'll create a new calendar, or it'll import on one of your existing calendars, but it will take calendar data in the ICS format and import it into a new calendar. Mostly though, what we want to do with Google is we want to share calendars. That's part of the power of Google, is that we can share things. So what I'm going to have you do right now is we are going to, like I said, if you have a URL, you can click on that and create that. But here I've got some other calendars that I have shared with you. So on our Salem website, if you go to calendars, down at the very bottom of our calendars, now this calendar right here is going to show you most of our calendars kind of all put together, but I also added links down here. So when you click on these links, when I click on the A-Day, B-Day rotation schedule, I get the A-Day, B-Days. You'll notice right down here at the bottom, it has a plus Google Calendar. That means if I click that, I will now add that calendar to my Google Calendar. So it's actually this one right here, and it'll show up there. Now, one thing that I do want to give you a heads up about is that sometimes when you pull in a calendar, it may not be in the most useful naming convention to you. So you can actually rename these calendars whether or not you own them. If you own the calendar and you change the name, it'll change the name for other people that have subscribed to your calendar as well, unless they've changed it. But if you decide that, hey, that's not what I want to call that calendar, I can click on the three dots here for any of these and go to settings, and then the first thing in settings is the calendar name that is going to display. One thing that you will start to notice is that the calendars in your My Calendars and the other calendars will display two things. Number one, if they're turned on, they will group together at the top, so that your calendars will be, all of your visible calendars will be grouped together at the top alphabetically, and all your disabled calendars will be grouped below that alphabetically. So sometimes you might want to make things like, I like this A-Day, B-Day calendar to always show at the top so I can always find it. So I named it with a period in front of it, so that one will always sort to the top of my list. So if somebody sends you a calendar, click on it, it'll open up, and then you can add it to your Google Calendars.